Damien Cooke, 30 years in the business as running your own estate agency. What are the pros and cons of the self-employed estate agency model for the future of the estate agency industry? Talk to me.
I think there's a place for everybody in estate agency, whether you want to be employed or you want to be self-employed. The risk of being self-employed is obviously a lot higher, but I think with the advent of all the prop tech that we've been discussing and all the ways that you can do business now online, I think that if a self-employed agent gets a particularly niche market, I think they could excel because they could concentrate their efforts in a particular place.
I mean, let's be honest, it's just a way of opening your own estate agency without having to have the thousands of pounds in CRM and Rightmove costs. That's really what it comes down to, isn't it?
I think, when you look at the public, people said that when Purple Bricks came along, we'd all be doomed. When all these little franchised agents come along that provide you with lots and lots of prop tech and lots of CRMs and lots of training, we're all doomed because they can do it a lot cheaper than traditional estate agents. I think the public are quite fickle. The public will try new things, but then they tend to go back to habit. And I think the same can be said for online shopping. The same can be said. There is a place for it, and it will expand over time. But there's still the market for people who want to go into a particular shop or want to have a day out shopping.
But if you think about it, because I mean, you've come to Grantham today. We drove down the high street, and there are some shops that are empty. If you just all you got to do is buy from a warehouse and put in a shop window, that's not what it's about. You have to give them an experience, and it's the same with the estate agency.
Exactly, it's all to do with customer service. I look at all the reviews. I look at the reviews on Google, reviews on Esther. It makes my heart sing when we get a good one. If we don't get a good review, it doesn't make my heart sing. But we need to learn what we've done wrong. Why have we upset that particular customer, and how can we give them that 5 or 6 or 7 star experience? And I think that's the same in all business. I think you're constantly learning.
I mean, the biggest challenge at the moment with estate agency is a lack of stock. What are you doing that probably people either self-employed or employed could do to actually generate more business? Because that's the biggest thing with starting your own estate agency. There's many glory boy girls and boys estate agents that are very good at converting their valuations, but not necessarily at getting them.
I think the biggest issue that estate agents have faced over the last 10 years is we're all self-destructive. Estate agency is the only business I know where we undervalue our service and we reduce our prices and we drop our pants and we say, we'll do this for 1%. And then the next agent in says, well, if they've offered you 1%, we'll do it for this or we'll do it for that. The problem is you lose value. And in fact, what you should be saying is, we're going to offer you such a good service that you're going to want to pay us 1.5% or 2%. And I think that's where the customer facing and the customer service comes into it.
And where does that come from? Does that come from training, culture, values, all the above?
I think all of the above, Chris. I think honesty is so important in estate agency. I think the days of hard sell, double glazing style salesmen have gone. Doesn't matter how good a closer you are. I think the public now have got wise to all of that nonsense, and I think it's just about being honest with them. And when you're going to a valuation, you're giving the customer the highest price for their house you think you can get, not a valuation. And that's where so many people make a mistake.
Do you think that's where a lot of self-employed estate agents could be better?
Yes, they could. I think they could. I think that it's a real mug's game if you just go and get listings. Any fool can put a property on the market and sign on a contract.
And what's your thoughts about, I mean, there's an awful lot, well, not so many, but there are a small handful that are giving it the come over to the dark side, it's easy, it's, you can go and pick your kids up every day. I think that might suit some people. I've learned from being in business for 30 years, nothing's easy, and you only get what you put into it. So if you don't put the work in and you're picking your kids up and there's a customer who wants to do a viewing at that time and you're not there to do it, then you're losing business. So it's not easy. The flexibility, what they're saying is you can be as flexible as you like with your time,
but you've got to earn X number. Your target is, we don't do targets. You earn what you want to earn, but you're still paying us X number of £1,000 a month.
Well, it's not as much as that.
Or X hundreds of pounds.
It's
or
100,
whatever.
couple hundred quid.
Yeah, so you're still paying us, so we don't care. So you'll either sink or swim. You'll either be great at it and everyone will love you, but if you're not, the franchise owner will still be getting paid.
What would your tip be to anyone thinking of going self-employed?
After 30 years of doing it, I still absolutely love every day. So if you're committed and you're driven and you want to work hard, then, and you've got a little bit of backing behind you, and you can afford to lose the money, and you can afford to pay your mortgage, give it a go. If any of those things you can't do, and you can't afford to lose the money, or you can't afford to pay the mortgage if it fails, I would probably think carefully, and maybe I'd then want that security of actually working for somebody else.
Thank you for your time today.
My pleasure, Chris.